2022 has been packed full of great games, from huge blockbusters like Elden Ring to smaller titles that might have slipped under your radar. Here are 15 of the best games of 2022 so far. Neon White is a game I cannot stop thinking about. It's part first-person shooter, part visual novel, part card game, and part speedrunning tutorial. Picking up soul cards gives you access to weapons to take out demons that have infested heaven, but by burning the cards you get access to abilities like bombs or a double jump, which will help you complete the levels even faster. The entire game is built to teach you how to complete its levels as quickly as you can, and it's incredibly satisfying to unlock ace medals, find each secret, and crucially, climb those leaderboards. If you like a schlocky horror game that wears its references proudly on its sleeve, then the Quarry is one for you. Made by Supermassive Games, the team behind Until Dawn, it throws another group of teens into a scary situation that not all of them will escape. Whether you play alone, with others, or just set up some settings so the game makes the decisions for you and plays out like a movie, the Quarry is full of scares and gruesome moments that will keep you entertained throughout its runtime. Regarded as the best Kirby game yet, Kirby and the Forgotten Land burst onto the Switch in early 2022. It revitalized the usual Kirby formula with Mouthful Mode, where he inhales big items like cars and his body stretches to accommodate. Not only is it very funny to see Kirby waddle around as a big cone, but it freshens gameplay by offering new mechanics. Throw in delightful puzzles and platforming, and Kirby and the Forgotten Land is a game for fans young and old alike. Ghostwire Tokyo comes from the development studio behind The Evil Within, and while it may not be jump out of your seat scary, it's a slow burn of supernatural spooks mixed with a unique combat system that packs a punch. As Akito, you're brought back from the dead by a mischievous spirit called KK, who grants you access to his powers, while the two of you team up to find out just what's up with a mysterious fog that's covered Tokyo. Horizon Forbidden West is the sequel to 2017's Zero Dawn, and once again follows Aloy as she and her companions attempt to fix a world that was broken by greedy corporations and a misfiring AI. In Forbidden West, she travels, well, west, to find the ancient tech that will fix Earth's biosphere and stop a blight that threatens to destroy all life. If you enjoyed Zero Dawn, then Forbidden West is more of the same, but with more to do and more characters to get to know and love. While Tunic might remind you of older Legend of Zelda titles from its isometric perspective, plus its green-garbed protagonist that has a sword and shield, it actually has more in common with Souls games. With tough, stamina-based combat and rest points that respawn enemies, Tunic requires a lot of your attention. It also has beautiful level design, and also similarly to Souls games, doesn't really tell you where to go or what you should be doing. While you can tune its difficulty in menus, you need to invest time in the game and collect lost pages from an instruction manual to piece it all together. Speaking of Souls-like games, what is there to say about Elden Ring that hasn't been said already? I'm not going to belabor the point, but if Souls games haven't been your thing before, I implore you to give this one a try. If its difficulty is off-putting, try an astrologer build or make great use of its summoning pools. Hell, even cheese those bad boys. It's a tough game, but it's so rewarding and features some of the best open world design ever. There is a reason, actually many reasons, that it's so lauded. This one is a real, trust me, don't look up anything about this game recommendation. Not only would it spoil the experience, it's also just quite difficult to explain the concept. The Stanley Parable launched in 2013, but was updated this year with the Ultra Deluxe edition, which basically acts as a sequel to the original. A wonderful mix of humor and commentary on how we play and enjoy games, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe edition is a real must-play. Okay, Switch Sports may not have all of the sports of Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, but there's still something wonderfully nostalgic about seeing Mii's bowling together. The game features football, tennis, bowling, badminton, chambara, and volleyball, with golf due to be added as a free update later this year. If you want to climb the ranks and best your buds on the court, then this is the one for you. Since its launch in 2017, Destiny 2 has received frequent, massive updates, and 2022's The Witch Queen was just that, featuring a ton of new content from missions and gear to a whole new raid. While the story might go over the heads of new players who maybe haven't watched a recap first, returning players will be rewarded with some of the game's best story moments yet. Nobody Saves the World is a dungeon crawler with one of the most satisfying gameplay loops I've experienced. Starting the game as the eponymous Nobody, quickly you gain a magic wand and the ability to shapeshift into different creatures and characters. You can be a rat or a massive dragon, but each form has useful and unique abilities, and you can mix and match them to create customized builds. You can either play alone or with a friend, but regardless, it's a wild adventure. If you want to shoot Nazis in the dick, then boy do I have the game for you. Sniper Elite 5 is the latest in Rebellion's long-running series, and while it'll be familiar fare if you've played one before, there are plenty of new additions like more in-depth weapon customization and multiplayer invasions to keep it feeling fresh and interesting. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge walks a tight line of retaining the feel of the classic beat-em-up games that the Turtles appeared in, while also freshening up the formula for a 2022 audience. The result is a game that's a love letter to all things TMNT, but also feels fantastic to play. It's packed full of Easter eggs for Turtles fans to uncover, and it's an absolute blast to play in co-op with friends. Just be warned, you'll be hearing that theme song in your head for days afterwards. Norco is very different to most other games on this list, both in terms of gameplay and aesthetic, but it's one that certainly shouldn't be missed. A point-and-click adventure game set in South Louisiana, Norco's story is set around Kay, who returns to the town to sort through the affairs of her recently deceased mother, and to track down her missing brother. The story starts simply, but quickly a huge mystery begins to unravel around Kay and her family. Dystopian, whimsical, and dark, this adventure game will stick with you long after the credits have rolled. Don't miss it. Okay, this one is technically cheating because Monster Hunter Rise came out last year on the Nintendo Switch. However, 2022 saw its PC release, which our reviewer Richard Wakeling calls the definitive version. Monster Hunter as a franchise is absolutely massive. Just look at its sales figures and Steam concurrence, but it has been accused of being unwelcoming to new players, something that has been somewhat remedied by Rise's more approachable nature. You still kill giant monsters, but now it's easier and quicker to get into the action. The PC port delivers high quality textures, and it runs much more smoothly than its Nintendo Switch counterpart. It's on this list not only because it's a fantastic port, but because of the huge new Sunbreak expansion, which adds new quests, areas, monsters, and a new big monster to hunt, the Elder Dragon Malzeno. If you've been wary of playing Monster Hunter before now, this is the time to jump in. There you have it, 15 of the best games released this year so far. There are plenty of huge, exciting releases set to come, including Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Gotham Knights, and the Callisto Protocol. We'll always have the latest, so for more on these games and even more, drop us a like and subscribe to GameSpot on YouTube. I'm on Twitter at LucyJamesGames, and I'll catch you next time.